one.
Hello, David Setkovsky and Justin Fay from Fusion Graduate Consultancy. Further to an article we wrote last week, we had a massive response. We just wanted to continue giving, I guess, the graduate industry some COVID-19 contingency planning updates in terms of, I guess, what we're seeing. We've had a lot of conversations with Justin, with a lot of graduate managers, a lot of suppliers from around the world. So we're just trying to get our own handle during these unprecedented times on what's happening, and on a weekly basis we'll continue as much as we can to share the information for people to consume and make their own decisions and be accountable. It's a key word we've been using over the last week for us as I guess graduate industry suppliers to be accountable, for grad managers to be accountable, and I guess for even candidates as they move it through this process to be accountable. It's a very fluid environment, so the decisions we were making late last week still seem to be applying. However, as information's coming through from various governing bodies, we're needing to adapt and as we said, be fluid and responsive to those decisions. So we're looking to help the broader graduate, I guess, community in terms of responding and providing some practical updates based on what we're implementing with our clients, what we're hearing from our clients, Justin. So we'll get there, and I'll get Justin to articulate, I guess, what we're calling kind of a three-phase approach to how we're dealing with this. But we'll provide ongoing updates in terms of what this is, the impact this is having on the recruitment side of graduate programs, but also the development side over the next coming week and weeks. As we said, this is our starting point, but at the heart of our thinking for all of you out there it's all about our families, the people that we surround ourselves, key stakeholders, and a broader graduate industry. So I will throw it over to Justin to take us through some content in terms of just some of the strategic planning we're putting in place that we'd like to share with you.
Yeah, so we've been discussing with our clients three potential options. First being to continue business as usual as much as possible, and that seems the most uncertain option at this stage. But that's taking your usual approach to managing the recruitment process for hiring graduates. So looking to run in-person assessment centres and/or interviews as you would normally do as part of your process. But taking additional measures to safeguard everyone involved, your people, the candidates attending, other stakeholders that might be involved in that selection process. And that might be through pre-screening of candidates before they come into your offices or to the venue where you run that. So ascertaining their recent travel history, their health status, ensuring that your record keeping of who did attend, who didn't attend, who they came into contact with through the day is up to scratch. And maybe looking to limit the number of candidates coming to each assessment centre if that's applicable to you. Along with other measures which we shared towards the end of last week as well. Option two involves transitioning to digitally led solutions, and actually when we look at a best practice recruitment process, a lot of that already relies on very robust and candidate-centric technology, so really extending what you might be doing already through your online assessment or your video interviewing, and using appropriate technology at that stage of the process. So for us, that has involved looking at what digital tools that we can repurpose. So looking at virtual engagement platforms and combining that with the digital assessment centre technology that we have available to us. I'm really looking to marry those two systems together in a user-friendly, intuitive way to achieve what would be usually done in person, but remotely. And thinking around some of the practicalities of running group exercises, for example, online versus in person, reviewing the format of exercises, the instructions that are going to candidates to still ensure their success in participating in that way. And actually we're looking to run a trial. We've got a client who has a mid-year start date, so we will be trialling this approach in the coming week. And we can certainly look to come back and share what the outcomes of that were, and importantly the lessons learned that we'll be applying before before main season kicks off. Third approach is more around talent pooling, and that would involve you just business as usual up to a certain point, up to what would be the face-to-face stages in your process, and then maybe holding off until the situation becomes clearer. In a similar way to what you might do with experienced hire recruitment, so building pools of talent that you'll continue to engage until which point you can run your assessment centre and or interviews in person. But importantly, during that lag time, considering how you're going to engage with those candidates in a meaningful, purposeful way that's timely as well. And then there are considerations for that approach, particularly if competitors do adapt and you don't, but that might be a practical solution that you may wish to consider as well at this stage.
I think we'll see how it plays out, and just going back to option 2, it's been an interesting 5 days, including the weekend for us. And we're fortunate in one way that we actually will be implementing the digital strategy with our partners who have already started applying this throughout Asia, through Saudi Arabia, and through broader Europe, with some success, with a lot of success. So we'll know within, I guess, our market, and we'll keep you up to date on how we go the next week. We might even, if we get a chance, take some video or some photos of what we're doing, just to give people an insight into what it looks like.
I think there'll be lessons learned through the process, and we'll continue to adapt and innovate our approach as we move along, and definitely endeavour to share what we've learned as well.
We must thank Sharon from Toll, who's put her hand up to say, hey, how can this help the broader industry? So we're looking to recruit in 2 regions over the next week in Asia, and Sharon's happy to share, so we might even be able to get Sharon in here to share her outcomes of that. And then I guess just going back to your point on the third point, in terms of candidate pooling, ensuring that we don't miss out, clients don't miss out on showcasing their brands, running the recruitment process through to a point at the moment, not knowing what April, May, June might look like, and knowing that for most of our programs that we're speaking about, the start is in February 2021. Sharon doesn't have that luxury at all, and she's starting mid-year this year, and she's still confident that she's going to get through this with having a grad start mid-year. So that's, I guess,
interesting times ahead.
Interesting times ahead. Stick together, take care of one another. I think that's the key to this, in terms of people just simply taking care, and reach out if we can be of assistance with each other. The grad industry's been amazing through this, and will continue to do so. We look forward to speaking with you and providing further updates.